Back now to our top story, the showdown on Capitol Hill over Ukraine and border funding. Texas police have arrested an illegal immigrant in the murder of 16-year-old cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina. Her mother found her on December 5th. The suspect is Rafael Romero, who officials say is in the United States as an illegal alien. Congressman Michael Waltz of Florida joining us now. We had Bill Cassidy on a little bit earlier. All right, Congressman, is this going to be the reckoning at some point now between the Ukraine aid and border funding that is going to finally force this issue?
One would hope, Leland, and my heart breaks for the Medina family, and frankly, my heart breaks for the victims of MS-13. And I mean, just do the math on 3 million people per year, 15 million people since Biden has come into office by the end of his first term. And my heart breaks for according to Doctors Without Borders, 40% of girls that are trafficked across are either sexually assaulted and or sold into human trafficking. So I don't know what it's going to take. Hopefully this is it for the Biden administration to wake up and secure our border. And furthermore, the FBI director is ringing the alarm bells in classified hearings and closed hearings and in public that he has nearly 300 people on the terrorist watch list that they don't know where they are. They're tracking them down all over the United States, or trying at least. And just from a point of perspective, that was compared to 11 under the entire last administration. So wow. I don't know what else to do except take something that we should be all supporting, which is stopping Putin, and using that as a leverage moment to secure our own border.
Yeah. That's what we talked to Senator Cassidy about, right? In that there's a lot of Republicans, yourself included, the senator as well, who've been very outspoken about the need to fund Ukraine, that it's a national security imperative of the United States, and then effectively using it as leverage. Then it becomes a political issue and a political paw and hot potato, whatever you want to call it, to try to get influence over the administration on this. The fear I've heard from a lot of Republicans is that Republicans have tried this before, but they've always gone squishy, right? When it really comes down to brass tacks, Republicans have caved on a number of things when you talk about the infrastructure bill, Build Back Better, whatever you want to call about, the debt ceiling, on and on and on. What is the way to get the Biden administration's attention that you guys aren't going to go squishy this time?
Well, Leland, frankly, I would push back on your characterization. This isn't about politics. This is about national security. Our border is about national security. And when you have people from 170 countries flowing across unvetted, we have no idea where they are, and the FBI director is ringing the alarm bells, I guess it's going to take, a Pulse nightclub, who the shooter was also on the terrorist watch list, a San Bernardino, or God help us, another 9/11. This is about national security, and when I go home to my voters, they don't look at it just Ukraine or just Israel. They look at the whole picture. They look at inflation. They look at what they're spending in their lives. They look at our border unsecured and then say, wait a minute, where are our priorities? So I think that's the conversation. But let's just take the Ukraine conversation. I have been supportive of stopping Putin in an emergency situation in the early days of the war. But now Biden has dithered us and slow-rolled us by not giving the Ukrainians what they need to win into a stalemate that's going to be long and costly, and he can't answer the basic questions of what does success look like, what's the end state, what's the strategy to get there, and how many times are you going to come to the American people and tell them to dig deeper in their pockets instead of the Europeans or others who are so directly affected. So sit the border thing aside. I have real questions now about what our strategy is in Ukraine and whether Biden has failed us and backpedaled us into a horrible situation that's going to go on endlessly at this point.
Well, there's no plan to end it, so endlessly seems to be where it's headed. Congressman, we appreciate your time. We apologize we're a few minutes late tonight. Please send our regards to your wife in that regard. Thank you, and our apologies. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.